Hey everyone, welcome back to Brian's Mysteries and Adventures on Trail. I hope everyone's having a great week so far. Today we are going to be talking about a case that's slightly different. It didn't exactly happen on trail, but it's a very bizarre disappearance in a very bizarre situation. We're going to be talking about what happened to Adrienne Quintal. But before we get started, I just wanted to talk about today's interesting fact, or facts if you will. Can you guess what state has the most population in the entire United States? It is the great state of California. California has roughly 39.5 million people. However, it is noteworthy to say that in recent years the population has been declining. California has a myriad of different landscapes, everything from beaches, mountains, various cities, of course, various national parks, so I can understand why a lot of people would want to live there. State with the least amount of population is the great state of Wyoming. Now, Wyoming only has a population of roughly 550,000 people, but it's also a beautiful state, beautiful landscapes. Actually, I would love to visit Wyoming. If any of you are from Wyoming or live there or have traveled there, definitely let me know your experiences. I would love to hear your feedback about that. Today's case is going to take us to the state of Michigan, which is north of Wyoming. It's north of Illinois and north of the city of Chicago. We're going to be in the northwestern part of Michigan. I'm going to have various maps up, but we're going to be in a very small town. It's called Honor. It's that very small little triangle there. It is a very small town. It is in the county of Benzie. It's got roughly 300 people as its total population. It is roughly 250 miles west of the city of Detroit. Today we're going to be talking about Adrienne Quintal, or Ada as she went by, so we'll be calling her Ada in this video. She was 47 years old at the time of this incident. She was originally working in Detroit as a contractor for an engineering firm as a database analyst. However, due to some health issues over the last couple years, she was forced to unfortunately leave that job. Now, this whole incident took place in 2019. She subsequently moved up to Honor. One of her relatives, her uncle, had a cabin up there. It was a cabin that had been in a family for almost 100 years. The cabin, though, had fallen in disrepair, and her uncle was no longer able to take care of it, so he offered her a job staying at the cabin, doing some repairs on it, and he would pay her roughly $500 a week. She, at this point, had wanted to get out of the city. She had been in some sort of accident. We really don't know the full details of that, but we do know that she suffered some kind of head trauma. This cabin was located off a very isolated road. There wasn't much around. This is a picture looking off of the road in one direction. This road is called Indian Hill Road. You can see there's not much around. This is looking all the way down one direction of this road. I'm going to have a picture of the actual cabin here in a second. This is the family cabin that she was living and working at. Now, she had been staying there with a boyfriend. However, at the time, her boyfriend had returned to Detroit, and that was on October 15th of 2019. According to her family, Ada was really loving doing this handiwork around the cabin. She really loved getting out of the city. Ada had a 27-year-old son that had come up to visit her, talk to her about various camping and hunting expeditions that Ada wanted to do. She was very excited and looking forward to these. He reported that when he left, she was in very good spirits. Here are some more pictures of the area. As you can see, it's very rural, but also very beautiful. So if you had been living in the city and had had some health issues or whatever, it would definitely be nice to get out to nature and be in an area like this, as opposed to the rat race of the city, if you will. Here is another picture of Ada. Everybody that knew her said that she was very friendly and upbeat. Right before she went missing, her son Nick had come to drop off some various supplies and just chat with her, spend some time with her. And he said that right before he left, they had talked, she was happy, nothing seemed amiss. Thursday, October 17th, 2019 at 2:34 a.m., Ada called a friend in what she described as a panic. It was a 4-minute, 27-second long phone call. Now, this was a family friend. She said that she felt like there was people outside the cabin. She felt like she was in danger. The friend, of course, tried to calm her down, but she said the phone call eventually escalated till Ada was actually telling her that there was people actually shooting into the cabin, or there was gunshots. It's very confusing. We don't really know exactly what happened. However, the friend did later report that she did say that she thought she heard gunshots in the background. Now, when she got off the phone with Ada, she contacted 911. There was some initial confusion over the address. However, the Benzine County Sheriff's Office did dispatch officers to that property. They did get there, and they did say that they found what looked like numerous bullet holes in some of the windows, as well as the vehicle that they knew belonged to Ada that was on the property. However, they didn't find any signs of foul play, and the bullet holes looked like they had been shot from the inside out. There was none that were coming into the cabin, and there was no signs of any blood or anything like that to show that anybody might have been injured in this incident. This is one of the pictures of the evidence that they took. So it was a very confusing scene, but it only got more confusing. First of all, Ada was nowhere to be found. They searched the property, and oddly enough, they found Ada's cell phone and her boots on the roof of the cabin. Her gun, which was a 9mm, was found on the ground. After some more searching, they found her purse, credit card, keys, some other things like that under various piles of leaves. It just made absolutely no sense. And after bringing in search dogs, they brought in drone teams, helicopters with infrared. At one point, I believe they had roughly 30 people in and around the property searching for Ada. Then they found nothing. The authorities were also quoted in saying that they saw no evidence of there being another party there outside of Ada herself. Based on the evidence that they did find, it just looked like someone had shot bullets from the inside to the outside of that cabin. Of course, the story immediately hit the press, and that started to spread more and more like wildfire. In the beginning, they were saying that they suspected foul play. Then they were saying that they didn't really know. And this went on for weeks. It was roughly around Christmas time where most people were getting ready for the holidays, decorating their trees. Ada's family was still conducting their own searches. They had hired private investigators. They had hired professional search and rescue teams with various dog teams. Sadly, it was roughly 9.5 weeks after Ada went missing that they found her remains in the North Platte River. However, I guess from the reports, it said it was next to a dam. Some of this was unclear. However, it did say that her remains were found in roughly 3 feet of water, roughly 300 to 400 yards away from the cabin. A statement by the Benzine County Sheriff's Office quoted in saying, from what they could see upon their initial contact and recovery, they did not see anything that could give them a reason or obvious sign or manner of death. They did say that she was found in very dense brush and thicket, behind it rather, in this body of water. They said that the medical examiner would ultimately have to determine the final cause or manner of death. Ultimately, I don't think this really brought any sense of closure or more answers. They did say that they did find some medications in her system, such as Valium, but it's unclear whether she was taking these medications because of prior health reasons. They said that they believed hypothermia may have also played a role. They ultimately ruled her death an accident. Both the authorities and some of her family speculated that it could have been a medical issue that was to blame, but a lot of people didn't understand this and didn't understand some of the evidence. Why were her boots and cell phone found on the roof of the cabin? How did she get to be where she was found? What sparked this incident? If it was something innocuous, what happened? It just makes no sense. Why did she think that there were people outside of her cabin that night? Why weren't her remains found when the initial search was going on? They had all those people on the ground, the helicopter, the drones, the dog teams. Something just doesn't seem to add up here. However, I would definitely like to hear from you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I want to dedicate this video to Adrienne, Ada, Quintal, your friends, your family. I'm so sorry for your loss, and I hope that you got the answers or will get the answers that you're looking for. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for your wonderful support and all your comments and feedback. Special thank you to CO.AG for providing the background music. Hopefully I will see you all in the next one. Take care. Hey everyone, thanks for sticking with me to the end. I just wanted to say thank you again for all your support. I really appreciate it, and I couldn't do this without you. I'm sure many of you are already familiar with today's case, but I would definitely like to hear your thoughts on it. There's just so many things that didn't really add up to me. Yes, I understand she may have had health issues prior to that, but again, how did her boots and cell phone get up on the roof? Maybe she was up there when she made the call, but then why were all the holes from the apparent bullets in the inside going out? I don't know. It just really didn't make any sense. Today's backpacking tip, I thought about this yesterday. One of the things that a lot of people do, or they have a tendency, especially in the beginning, whether it's backpacking or camping, is to try and compartmentalize a lot of things. You'll have bags and bags and bags. Well, one of the things that you can do that will really save you a lot of aggravation and hassle, and will also keep your gear dry and you'll have that security, is just get a pack liner. Now this is something that's made out of Cuban fiber or DCF. I would highly recommend going this route over something that's just like a plastic bag. The reason being is because yes, you pay a little bit more up front, but usually that pack liner, it will sit inside your pack. It has a Velcro or button top. You can just throw everything inside that. It's waterproof. It rolls up like a dry bag. You don't have to worry about anything inside there getting wet. Plus, you can pull the whole thing out just by itself. They're very easy to pack. Like I said, there's various options. You can get something like this, which is a Nylofoam liner. It's basically like a big plastic bag. Usually works okay, but sometimes they do get torn. Z-Packs makes pack liners out of DCF. This is one here on the right. Personally, I got mine from Mountain Laurel Designs. It's just Mountain Laurel Designs. They have such high quality. The seams are perfectly taped, just extremely durable, made out of 1.5 DCF. If you're doing something like a thru hike, or if you know you're going to be doing a lot of backpacking, I'd highly recommend something like the Mountain Laurel Designs DCF pack liner. It'll last you a long time. It'll give you that peace of mind of having all your gear dry. Again, this is going to be personal preference. It all is going to come down to what you want. See you next time.